I got the horse
Yes,
right
okay.
here. The name is Paul Revere, and here's a guy that says if the weather's clear, can do.
Hello, racing fans, and welcome back to another edition of Handicapper's Corner, brought to you by the Derby Bar and Grill. I'm Mike Heads. I'm with Drew Forster. Going to go through the Sunday, October the 13th races at Hastings. We'd have 8 races on tap, including the $75,000 fantasy for 2-year-old fillies going a mile and a 16th, the first distance race for the youngsters, and should be a lot of fun. There's only 4 signed on to run.
Fields.
Infinite Patience.
Not like the boys. On Monday,
full load.
We got 12.
12 on Monday in the Ascot graduation, the 2-year-old boys.
Only 4 in the girls' race. A lot to do with Barb Head's horse, Infinite Patience, being so spectacular this season. 8 races Mike mentioned on tap. We kick off with a maiden 4 for fillies and mares. Going a mile 16th. Speaking of going a mile 16th, field of 6. Tough to get by Largo. Her last 2 races, since she started going long, her last 2 races have been much better. Only beat a couple by Dawn's Morning, who had come back to win off that, get her non 2. Beat a neck last time by Whoever You Wish, got a 50 buyer. Looks to be the one to beat in here. Somebody does topple her. Bonita B was right behind her last time. Rugged Beauty behind her. I went with the ones that finished first, second, and third, or sorry, second, third, and fourth last time. Looks to be the same scenario. Not a clever pick, 3-2-6.
I have the same horses. Largo's the horse to beat. No speed to go with her. I think she gets an easy lead. Unless Rugged Beauty really ruins her, then it might give the 2-horse Bonita B a better shot of winning. And I put Wishable in for third. She had a terrible trip last time. Had a lot of things go wrong. She might have been able to get ahead of Rugged Beauty last time and get into a better spot.
Blinkers
at
on?
the end, but still, yeah, a blinker change there as well. But I went 3, 2, and 4, but I agree with Largo. It's going to be awfully tough to catch. On to the second race.
Got clever picks in this one?
Yeah,
taking a long shot?
Well, I could have taken China Lady, but I didn't. But only 4 fillies here going a mile and 16th in the fantasy. Of course, Infinite Patience has just been brilliant this year.
Yes.
It really doesn't look like a filly that will mind stretching out, but she will need to you need to rate and relax. And there's some horses that might get her over eager. With the one horse, everything's quiet. It was fast last time. The 4 Miss Prospector's quick. Could possibly play out for Enchanted Lady, but that's my exactor 3 and 2. But Infinite Patience, if she gets close to anything what she's done so far this year, the extra quarter mile shouldn't bother her. And as I said, she gallops out strong. She's just toying with them in the stretch. There's lots of energy still at the wire.
That's what makes me. That's what makes me not worry about the distance.
Yeah.
It's not like she's falling. Like she's not winning by 10 and then falling down at the wire.
Yeah. The only thing that can get her beat is going 45 and 4 or 46 flat in the first half mile. Getting into a speed duel with some of these horses, but if that doesn't happen, which it probably won't, but she should be very tough. Enchanted Lady for me for second, and Miss Prospectors looked very good in Seattle. She was a very quick maiden winner in 108 and 4, and on closing weekend, track was pretty fast that day. But still, anytime you go on an 8 and 4, you're a pretty nice horse.
Fastest 2-year-old time, Everett Emerald, according to Joe Withy, who would be the guy to ask. He
knows it all. He's been there since day one in 1996. But I went 3-2-4.
Same horses, Infinite Patience, best bet of the card. As we mentioned, I don't see the distance being a terrible problem for her. And the fillies run second to her the last 2 times, and it's been another big stretch back to the third horse is not in here. Miss Prospector is an interesting one coming up from Seattle, running a very fast time, but I see Infinite Patience winning, put Miss Prospector in second, and Enchanted Lady in third. 3-4-2 for me. On to the third, 4 non-2 for boys. Going 6.5 furlongs. I like Trooper Online. My old buddy, he hasn't run since July. I liked him the day he broke his maiden. He was 9-1 that day. Came back with a good second behind Indicative and a 3-0 for 12.5. Went long in a 3-0 for 12.5. That was the last time we saw him. He's come back. He's at the 4 non-2 level. Nice work. Final prep for this at 1 minute and 4/5. Rob Maben had 2 nice winners last weekend with Pistachio on Saturday and Nice Brown Girl on Sunday. Barnes rolling. Trooper Online for me. Bow Chicka Wow Wow just got beat a length and 3/4 behind Move On, who ran a huge race. And Sea Cadet last time. Bow Chicka Wow Wow in second. I threw in Brandon's Legacy. Looked good breaking his maiden. Came back, only got beat 3 lengths. Did run 6, but first time against winners, probably needed the race. I could see him bounce back with better effort today. 2-6-4.
I have the same 3 horses, but I did go to Bow Chicka Wow Wow's race. You get a chance to watch the replay, and you can form your opinion after that. Go to HastingsRacecourse.com, go to the replays, and this horse got horribly impeded by Gate Shot, who was leaving the course, and fanned him out about 10 wide on the final turn. This horse amazingly came back and got in the picture for the show spot, and was probably best that day with a good trip.
Agreed.
I just went Bow Chickawawa. I switched.
But Trooper Online's the new
Trooper
one.
Online, he's big draw. It's a big draw.
Yeah.
12-5. I know straight 3-year-olds, but still.
This time of year, this isn't
old or not. That's a big drop still.
Crazy tough.
Those are good horses, better than a Boyfriend Indicative that he was running against. But 6-2-4, I agree with Drew in the third. On to the fourth race, the marathon, the final leg of the marathon series. Only 3 legs this year. 1.5 miles is the distance, and it's tough to get past the inside 2 horses. Square Dancer and Absolutely Stylish. If both ran their A race, using this year's form, I like Absolutely Stylish.
Yes.
He is the better horse. And Square Dancer did win last time, but was hard pressed to defeat Cyclone down in Santa War. Absolutely Stylish is a different kettle of fish. He got away with running for 62.50 sprinting last time, which got him eligible to be in this race, protected.
Well, I don't know if he got away with it. He was getting beat by 35 and 16.
He didn't win.
He was getting beat by 16.
Wasn't like
and
he was a 10-length winner. I
he
agree.
was getting crushed the time before that. So he was the wild card. We talked about last time. He was the wild card. It did get him eligible for this, though.
But he could still run for the 62.50. He could have run in this race. I stand corrected. Yeah, he didn't really get away with anything, but he just can protect them now anyway.
Yeah.
But 2 and 1, those are the 2 horses in here. And I was between Santa War and Cyclone Down for third. I went Cyclone Down. He was a good closing second against Fleming's Beach last week. But prior to that, just missed a Square Dancer in the leg 2 of the marathon series. I went 2, 1, and 6.
You put Absolutely Stylish on top. I put Square Dancer on top just because that last race for Absolutely Stylish, as you mentioned, a racing needed. This is a horse that was getting beat double digits 3 times in a row. Just like absolutely
tough company. Yeah.
Crushed. Tougher company. But 12-5, he got beat by 12. I
don't know what happened. Yeah, that was a dreadful performance for his standards because he's.
Square Dancer ran third that day. Square Dancer was 8 lengths in front of him. But now he goes back, he sprints, only gets beat in the neck. That's a wake up, and now he gets to go long, which he's better at. But Square Dancer for me is just more reliable. I put Square Dancer on top of Absolutely Stylish and Cyclone Down in the third spot. Same horses, Mike. I just put Square Dancer on top. 1, 2, 6 for me. At least I'll have 250 fans.
Yep.
My show. Sure.
Yeah.
I got 250 people liking my pick there. 1, 2, 6 for me. On to the fifth race. 2-year-old fillies, maiden special weight, maiden optional 50, going 6.5 furlongs, field of 7. Excuse me. Tough to get by Sophie Soleil here. 2 very good races. Second behind Enchanted Lady, who's in the Say Time Futurity Day. The fantasy. And third behind Infinite Patience and Fully Land. She's been beat by 3 quality fillies. Now she lands back into a maiden race. It's not a overly tough maiden race that I can see. Sophie Soleil looking like a best bet of the day for me that isn't going to pay $210. You might get even money, 8-5 on her. I like Kick Up the Dust. I don't mind this filly. Second behind the Kippy Train, which is a horse I think is okay. And second start, only got beat 5 lengths. Sangria, Jack Sprout, that was a live race. And that was against Moist. Now she's in against straight fillies. I could see her moving forward. Right. I like the fact that Reyes is back aboard her.
Yep.
Kick Up the Dust. And I threw in Fancy Froline. Moves to the Lasix program for Carl Austin. This is a live horse. Big Bertha's been a good mare. Got beat 6 lengths in her first start. And now gets on the Lasix program, gets Jose Asensio. Absolutely on fire the last 2 weekends. He won 4 2 weeks ago. He won 3 last Sunday. 2-4-3 for me.
Yeah, I agree with Sophie Soleil. The only problem with getting overly cocky about her chances is that she has no speed, and she is going to come from off the pace, and she will need a little bit of pace help. But you're right, her 2 races to date are very good and good enough to win this race. I put the 1-horse Floral in for second.
I looked at her, yeah.
Good speed first time out against Everything Quiet, ran a good 3.5 furlong race, followed it up with another 3.5 furlong race against Kippy Train, but had a terrible beginning, was taken out of the race, pinched at the break, then tried Infinite Patience. Actually showed good speed that day, but she kind of got shied out on the inside. They went 21-4, and I just think in this race she can make the lead, and she'll be far braver on the chooch. And Richard Hamill re-rides for Craig McPherson. I think this horse is an interesting option, and I put the 6-horse. My long shot in here is Irish Luna. This horse hopped in the air at the start last time. Was 4 wider on the first turn, was bothered on the far turn. A lot went wrong in that fully lent Sangria Take Charge Gwen race. and still ran on to be 5th. It wasn't a bad effort. She beat a couple of horses. That was her first start in Blinkers. Her prior race was against Capilano County. She's exiting 2 good races.
Exactly. Yeah.
And her last couple, she's been freshened up. Last 2 works have been good. I thought she was interesting for a long shot. But I went 2, 1, and 6 in the 5th. On to the 6th race. Got some $4,000 claimers here going 6.5 furlongs. This is for non-winners of 4 lifetime or non-winners since May the 3rd. Sweet 16. She's got to be tough in here. Just finished winning the race, the same race, and it was just her 3rd career win though. It was an on 3 last time, but she sat up on a fast pace, dropped back, came around and defeated Harlan's Angel, who came back to win. Just a good effort that day. I think Sweet 16 looks really good in this spot. I put the 2-horse Camus Reserve and the 5 Yellow Bonnet in behind her. But if she doesn't win, it's kind of a single for me. If she doesn't win, I think the 2 or 5 are the ones that might upset the apple cart, or even the 8 Amarcito. But I did go 7, 2, and 5.
I went against Sweet 16 because I love Camus Reserve. This is a horse. Look at the last 3 races. She gets speed 3/4 length by Yellow Bonnet and non-3. Wins her non-3. Just gets speed a half length in Open and Company, that non-4 4,000 category last time. I think it sets up well for her. You got PG Stars quick. Future Games is going to be on the lead. Sweet 16 wants to be near the lead. I think there is some pace. It sets up for Camus Reserve and Antonio Reyes, who's having a strong meet. And Terry Clyde, my girlfriend, Terry Clyde. She's having a great meet.
She's having a great meet.
Camus Reserve, Sweet 16. I put Amarcito in the 3rd spot. And another filly that just shows up every time. Win, only got beat a length and a half last time. Yeah, right
Stick
behind
with those fillies that are sharp.
Camus Reserve. 2, 7, 8 for me in the 6th. On to the 7th. This is a good race. Wide open, 16,000 for older boys, going 6.5 furlongs. Field of 8 in here. I like the 2 Sword Fighter. This is a horse that won his 16 on 3 and came right back.
You're
and
one
won
race late.
I know exactly.
14
to 1 for our man Ken Johnson. But another one, you got League of Shadows, you got Ezekiel, you got European. There should be pace. Even one last hit is showing some speed. Everybody in here seems to have some speed. So I think it sets up well for Sword Fighter. He's a horse that's on a roll right now. Sword Fighter for me, I put European. He was just, I put him in European League of Shadows. They were right there battling it out for second last time. I went European League of Shadows, 265.
Yeah, I went League of Shadows. I left him. I liked him 2 starts back, and he ran a good 3rd behind Ezekiel.
Yeah.
And last time I thought he was going to get buried on the lead, and Ezekiel didn't go, and it was just an oddly run race, and it still ended up being
Ezekiel
a hot
never
pace.
got involved at all.
But this horse was game all the way down to the wire. League of Shadows really impressed me, and the 2 starts since removing the blinkers have been very good for League of Shadows. And owner George Sharp gave me, was heckling me a little for leaving town last time, and he said you're wrong, and he was right. He
ran a huge race.
Bang on. This horse ran well, and I'm jumping back on George. So I like League of Shadows and to go wire to wire. I put European and Captain Jones. I left your Sword Fighter out.
You're right, Captain Jones. I know, but you like Captain Jones.
That's what I liked last time. I thought it was going to be a pace duel, and there was. And Jonesy ran okay, but maybe he was a little too close to the pace. I don't know. But
he might have bounced. He'd been off for a while. He comes back mile 16, 6.5. This is better.
European's always dangerous. Blue Dancer, I don't know what to do with that horse, but in Ezekiel, he's got to show speed. I don't know.
Sword Fighter, man. Ken Johnson. You got to get the Ken Johnson
5-6-3,
mojo
I went
going.
League of Shadows in the 7th. On to the 8th and final. $4,000 maidens here. Fillies and mares going 6.5 furlongs. The 3-horse Warning Bell is taking the big plunge from 16 down to 4. Had the lead for 16. Got gobbled up by Foxy Brunette, Simply Golden, and Hefty Ransom. But those are obviously considerably better horses in a good spot. There was a layoff there from June to September as well, coming back in a couple of weeks. This is a live horse. 2-horse 4 to win's been toiling at the 4,000 level and then threatening to break through the win. Almost did it last time. Lost to stablemate Iceland last time. But still, if Warning Bell doesn't win, that would be your next logical choice. And I had no idea for 3rd. And I end up putting the 4 and me and Belize in for 3rd. They all look the same to me. But I like 3 3-2. 3-2-4 for me.
I went 3. I agree. Warning Bell, as you mentioned, got gobbled up by Foxy Burnett last time. That's quite a string of phrase there. Warning Bell.
Poor choice of words.
That was a poor choice of words. Warning Bell, taking the big draw from 16, as you mentioned, has speed. Jose Asensio, too.
Yeah.
He's on fire. Warning Bell for me. I'm going to give Baby Rose another chance. I like the addition of Richard Hamill. Him and Glenn Todd clipping on 40% right now. And I agree, 4 to win, super live in here as well. 3-1-2 for me in the nightcap. That'll do it for analysis of the Sunday card. Up next on screen will be our picks. Mike,
there we go.
always,
Back in race number 1. got a lot of repetition. 3, 2, and 4 in the first two. I went Largo over Bonita B and Wishable. Second race, I go 3, 2, 4 again. Infinite Patience to win it. Sixth race, I went with the third race, I went with the 6 Bouchiga Wow. I'm going to go 6, 2, and 4. And then I got a couple of 2, 1, and 6s doubled up. I'm going to go Absolutely Stylish over the 1 Square Dancer and the 6 Cyclone Down in the fourth. And the fifth, once again, 2, 1, 6. Sophie Soleil to win it. And the sixth race, I went to the 7 horse Sweet 16. Going to go 7, 2, and 5. Race number 7, tough one. I went to the 5 League of Shadows. Going to go 5, 6, and 3. And then the finale, I'm going to close it out with a 3, 2, 4 Warning Bell on top.
On my picks back in the first, I agree with Mike. Largo looks very tough over the 2 and the 6. The Fantasy, Infinite Patience, love this filly. I like her over the 4, Miss Prospector, the 2, Enchanted Lady. The third, I'm going to my man Maben. The 2, Troop On Online over the 6 and the 4. In the fourth, the People's Horse, Square Dancer in the endurance race, 1, 2, 6. In the fifth, really like Sophie Soleil in this maiden race, 2, 4, 3. In the sixth, number 2, Camus Reserve over the 7 and the 8. In the seventh, my man Ken Johnson's horse, Sword Fighter, the 2 over the 6 and the 5. And in the nightcap, I agree with Mike on number 3, Warning Bell. We start with a 3 and we end with a 3.
All right, thanks everyone for tuning in to Handicapper's Corner. Once again, first post is at 1:50 on the Sunday program. Should be a lot of fun. Infinite Patience. Get a chance to see her. Kind of, I don't know if she can battle Here's Hannah for Horse of the Year honors, but another spectacular performance might get her at least in the voting. Anyway,
put some pressure on the voters. That's for sure.
At least she's been the wow horse all year.
Absolutely.
And one of the most talked about. Even though Here's Hannah's had an amazing resume and would be a deserving winner again.
Yes.
But, should be a lot of fun on Sunday. First
all
race,
girls.
Yep, all girls. Yeah, Girls' Day. It's going to be girls. It will be a Philly Horse of the Year.
It will be a Philly Horse of the Year for sure. You can guarantee that.
On behalf of Drew, thanks everyone for tuning in. We'll see you next time here on Handicapper's Corner.